Well, first of all, Trump inherited somebody else's economy.
That's what Barack Obama would like us to do.
Well, it's true.
Okay.
It's really on day one, everything changed.
So just walk me through it. So Trump has Obama to thank for his economy,
okay,
but Biden can't thank Trump for anything.
Okay. Let's get off this.
Of course he wants to change the subject, because Megyn Kelly is absolutely dismantling Bill Maher's entire argument on Trump, and she wastes no time exposing the hypocrisy. Just watch.
I'm not saying you don't have a point. I'm just saying it's hard for people to understand why that, which is not democracy, that's the border issue. And you're right, they f***ed it up. That, with like the things he's been saying, and all the people in his administration who said he's a fascist, he wants to be a fascist, he talks like a fascist, his friends are all dictators.
I don't care about that at all. Not at all.
Because?
January 6th was not good.
Wait, why don't you care about that at all?
Because they've been saying that about Trump for years. They've been saying that about Republican candidates for years. It has like a long storied history. If you are at all center or center right, you are used to having your candidate of choice completely demonized, whether it's the F word, the R word, the misogynist word. They tried to tell us Mitt Romney was a raging sexist because of binders full of women. They tried to tell us John McCain was a raging racist, notwithstanding the fact that he had adopted a daughter from Bangladesh. They've been doing this for every Republican. They get to Trump, and we no longer are listening to them. Trump has incendiary rhetoric, there's no question, but we have 4 years to judge him by, and the country was going pretty well when Trump was in there, unlike the 4 years we've had under these two.
Well, I mean, I could argue with that too. Actually, if Trump had this economy, and I could go through all the stats, the stock market is through the roof, wages are up.
Not as high as it was under Trump.
Well, first of all, Trump inherited somebody else's economy.
That's what Barack Obama would like us to do.
Well, it's true.
Okay.
It's really on day one, everything changed.
So just walk me through it. So Trump has Obama to thank for his economy, but Biden can't thank Trump for anything.
Okay. Let's get off this. Because it's not what I really want to get to.
Look, you want to know why I'm going to vote for him, notwithstanding what you said. And I'll give you a couple good reasons off the top of my head. Number one, what's happened with illegal immigration. I'm voting for him because I don't want any more Laken Rileys. I don't want any more Jocelyn Nungaros, the 12-year-old girl who was killed in Houston by 2 Venezuelan illegal immigrants who took her to a bridge and murdered her and threw her over the bridge.
And Americans have ever done that?
That's not the point. We have to take the Americans. I know, but we don't have to take it from Venezuelan illegals.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree we took in too many immigrants. But the idea that you take in immigrants, I would assume you concede we should do that to a degree. We should take in people from other countries. We take in like 1 million legal every year.
Legal is one thing.
Anytime you take in 1 million people, some of them are going to commit crimes,
Bill,
like of any group.
Do you have any idea how many illegals we let in under Biden-Harris?
Okay, so that's your issue?
That's one of them.
Bill knows exactly how many, but did you notice how quickly he tried to redirect the conversation the minute Megyn pointed out the consequences of illegal immigration? Basically trying to spin it by saying, well, legal immigrants commit crimes too. But what does that have to do with the point she was making? If we're talking about illegal immigration, then why change the topic? Let's talk about how many illegal immigrants were allowed in the country.
Since January 2021, when Biden took office, more than 9 million migrants have entered. That's more than the number of people who live in Nicaragua. Wow. He let in all of Nicaragua. Like, the question that Democrats don't seem to be able to have the balls to answer is just, how many is too many? Right. And like, infinity is the answer. If you don't give that answer, you're a racist. That's their essential problem with this issue.
Yeah, I read an article about this that really stuck with me. I think it was in Yuma, Arizona, where the hospitals were so overrun that American sick people could not use the hospitals. This is a problem. It's chaos. And Biden campaigned on reversing Trump's policy on the border. He reversed it, and now he's stuck with the consequences.
10.4 million at least. That's what Customs and Border Patrol says. It's probably more. That doesn't count the gotaways. 10.4. You know how many it was under Trump? 2.3.
But that's more important than democracy and like...
That is democracy. What is America if we let in another 20 million illegals who come into your community, who overrun your town, who endanger you, who take up social service money so that your community center closes, so that you can't pay for basic services for your townspeople?
We're talking about size of things. like Arnold Palmer.
Megyn makes a pretty solid point here. How exactly are we supposed to have a functioning democracy if they don't even know how to control who enters the country? In order to have a democracy, we need to have a country. And in order to have a country, we need borders. But somehow, when Megyn connects immigration enforcement to maintaining a functioning country, Bill wants to pretend like she doesn't value democracy. And he even argued that enforcing immigration wasn't democracy. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And to even pretend that a country protecting its borders is somehow anti-democratic seems like a pretty desperate argument. But I think deep down, Bill knows exactly what she's saying. He just doesn't have a good answer for it. And these are exactly the kind of issues that push millions of Americans back to Donald Trump. And honestly, I don't think Megyn Kelly could have said it any better. I feel like she explained something that many Democrats have consistently struggled to understand, including Bill. Nobody is saying that Trump is perfect, but the reality is something had to change, and fast. People had to ask themselves basic questions like who's actually going to secure the border, who's going to address the economy, and who's going to put American citizens over illegal immigrants. And instead of anyone actually addressing those concerns, they just respond with, well, Trump is a fascist, Trump is this, Trump is that. It seems like they literally just focused all of their energy on trying to discredit Trump rather than focus on issues that people are actually worried about. And I don't think that's changed to this day. But as Megyn said, people aren't listening to the labeling and name-calling anymore. All they had to do is look back at Trump's first term and realize things weren't that bad back then. And seriously, how many times can you tell people that Donald Trump is basically the greatest threat to democracy before people start asking for proof? It just seems like for the past 10 years, every election has been the same old routine. Trump is dangerous. Trump is a fascist. Trump is an authoritarian. Trump wants to be king. Trump is a racist. Trump is going to destroy democracy. Trump is the end of America as we know it. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. And it's actually pretty entertaining to see what they come up with, because it's all a bunch of baloney. They've cried wolf so many times that nobody's even listening. At least not on this side. But then again, that's just my opinion. I would love to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.